Hello, I'm Rashad. This is my friend Deja.
Hey.
We're here to talk about my African American history project. So, it's an oral history project, and we're here to talk about a significant event that happened in African American history. I chose something that happened recently. It's the George Floyd protests that happened in 2020. We're both relatively young, so it kind of was, I would say, one of the bigger events that happened in our lifetimes. So, I figured I'd talk to you about it. For context purposes, George Floyd was an African American man who lived in Minnesota. Minnesota, I believe. Who was wrongfully killed by a police officer, Derek Chauvin, who kneeled on his neck for about 9 minutes and 29 seconds, causing him to die of a lack of oxygen. That plus that incident plus the fact that we caught it on camera, and it was spread through social media, and we saw it all over the internet, led to protests all across the country, everywhere, which made its way down to Baltimore, where we're at. And as a result, that popularized one of the Black Lives Matter movement, that kind of what we know today. I'm here with Deja because she went to one of the protests, so I kind of wanted to talk to her about her experience. So, segue. With that being said, so Deja.
Yes.
So you said you went to a protest. Can you talk about let's talk about how you felt when you saw that situation, the George Floyd situation.
Yeah, so I mean, it was shocking to see, like, someone in power, I guess, like the police officers, who were supposed to serve and protect, kind of like do something they weren't supposed to. I mean, from what I understand, he didn't have any weapons on him. He was literally begging for his life, saying he couldn't breathe. And to hear that, like, there were bystanders there also, the other officers, hearing that being said, and the fact that he just didn't get off of his body, he was kneeling on him, was just shocking.
Yeah.
I felt like there was no accountability held until later. Mm-hmm. So it was rough to find out about that in that kind of way.
So I guess the next question is, after seeing that, what made you decide to go to protest?
So at the time, I mean, Black Lives Matter was like it's always been a movement, but at that time it was stirring, because of a lot of iffy things that were being done by the police or things that were seen. And a few friends of mine, after hearing about it, they were upset as well, and they decided to protest on Merritt Boulevard, which is like a super busy street. Mm-hmm. And they asked me to join, and I saw no reason not to, because it was like, people need to understand that what occurred is not okay, and it's not normal.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, you told me something pretty interesting. Said that at one point you guys got in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And, like, stopped traffic.
So we at first we were out there for like 4 hours, just holding signs, chanting things, and towards the end of our protest, it was, getting to be the evening. We didn't want to be out there when it was dark. Mm-hmm. We went into the middle intersection, and that's like where, if you've ever been on Merritt Boulevard, obviously, there's traffic going this way, and there's turning lanes, so there's a lot happening. So we went to the middle, and this was like a big statement, and we knelt on the hot concrete, and I was wearing shorts too, and we knelt there for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, and that's a long time. Being uncomfortable, and there's no way the officer wasn't uncomfortable, because like there's people yelling at you, this man's yelling, saying he can't breathe, other people are looking at you, you're uncomfortable, unless you're just
that you.
Yeah, it's like, it was very uncomfortable. Not even just the fact that we were kneeling, but it was hot, and we had a lot of traffic and people coming towards us and people yelling at us, some people cheering. So it was a very uncomfortable 9 minutes and 29 seconds. But it was a statement, so it's like it had to be done.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, pretty crazy, honestly. Like I said, I've been on that street, and like it's very busy. So like, I can only imagine how you felt with even just the first couple of steps. Like, you're going to do this, and then actually doing it. So that's crazy. And because of that, partly because of that, you end up being on the was it the newspaper?
Yeah, the Dundalk Eagle.
Dundalk Eagle front page.
What's crazy is that my old
my
my old photo teacher in Towson, he was actually the one who photographed us and came and like did a lot of photojournalism for that event. I call it an event loosely because we were protesting, but
In this situation, we call it an event.
Yeah.
It's for this historical event.
But yeah, we made the paper. It was crazy.
That's pretty cool.
I did not expect that at all.
Did you feel like did you feel like the efforts you guys were doing, like putting forth, were kind of played a part into what was going on around the country?
Yeah, because I mean,
you felt like you were doing your part towards like spreading the
right. Because there were some people that came up to us and they're like, "What are you guys doing this for?" They had no idea.
Oh.
Yeah, and then some people obviously did know and they didn't agree. And it's here and there.
Sure,
yeah. So it was like a little bit of both, but yeah, it's even the next day when I went to work and people happened to see the paper, they were like, "What were you doing this for?"
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, "Oh, let me tell you."
Yeah.
And then so
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so a lot of conversations.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's all that takes is just starting a conversation.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So you kind of mentioned a little bit of negatives. Kind of explain like some positives, like when you felt it, like when you're doing it, or afterwards when you left and went home that day, like what were your feelings?
I mean, I felt proud because there are times where people don't stick up for something that's wrong, and for example, it's definitely not easy because it's very uncomfortable. You ruffle feathers like that, and people question you.
You got to deal with that, like,
right?
Consequences.
Exactly, and those officers that were standing around Chauvin when he was kneeling on Floyd, like they didn't step in and do the right thing. So it's like, it felt good to feel like I was doing the right thing, even just bringing awareness to something because. It did start a lot of conversations. Some were more positive and some were not.
But conversations were started regardless.
Right.
That's all you can really do.
For sure.
All right. That's good. That's a good result.
Yeah.
After your efforts. And we kind of, like I said, we kind of talked about that. So you were the people you were with. So you kind of mentioned to me previously off camera, but sometimes in these situations. In this day and age, social media day and age, people just go just to go.
Yeah.
People just go for the photo op, just to take part. Do you feel like the people you were with, like they were really there for you for the right reasons?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm like the least political person ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't pay attention to the news. I don't watch a lot of that stuff. But when it's important, I do my own research. But the people I was with, they were genuinely like, they follow politics to the T. Like I'm talking like down to voting for like congressmen and stuff like that. Yeah, so they knew what was happening and they kind of guided me, and then it also opened the door for me to do my own research. So no, they genuinely were there for the right reasons. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't hang around no fakes anyway.
That's cool. That's good.
Yeah. Only
the real. So I think we covered a lot. It was good to kind of hear your side of it and your experiences. I appreciate you being here. Our audience, I appreciate you being here.
Yay.
Say hi, audience.
Hey.
All right. With that being said, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And we are done.